morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne, bringing to you Fur by the Minute, the Fluff, the Raw, and sometimes the Ruff. In this week's Fur, are you a breedist? How to take the perfect picture a day shelters can appreciate, our question of the week, and a tribute to a special bear. First up, doggy stereotyping has got to stop. A new study reveals that your pup's breed does not necessarily dictate their behaviour. Scientists combined information from DNA sequencing of 2,155 purebred and mixed breed dogs with pet parent surveys from Darwin's Ark to find out if genetics affect a pooch's personality. Interesting. Ultimately, they discovered that only 9% of variation in behaviour can be attributed to breed. Look at that! So you could have a Griffinshire as a guard dog or Rottweiler who's a real sweetheart. Authors Eleanor Carlson and Kathleen Morrill say that these findings could even help us understand the role of genetics in personality and psychiatric conditions in humans. They found that 4% of sociability differences between dogs could be attributed to a location in their DNA that corresponds with the human DNA location that is responsible for long-term memories. Oh, on the DNA level, then it makes sense. Absolutely. Our sponsors, the Muttly crew, wants to remind viewers, don't be a breedist. Your dogs and cats can relay that message in their designer pet tank tops. Next up, want to snap the perfect picture of your pooch? Dogs I Meet Chief storyteller Mindy from Boston joins us with tips for photographing your dogs. This includes shots of darker pups who we know have a harder time getting adopted. Hashtag don't be a breedist.
So one of the first things that I see people don't do, and it makes such a big difference when you photograph the dog, is if you get on their level. You don't want to be leaning down at the dog when you take it. If you can, get down as low as possible so that you are eye level with the dog. The other thing is your focus point should be on the dog's eye. So even on your iPhone, you have the ability to just sort of push down and you get the little box and it shows the focus. You want that box to be focusing on the dog's eye. Pay attention to the background. Sometimes if you can't move the background, move yourself just a little bit, because you'd be surprised if you shift your position, it changes the whole angle of the photograph. I am going to share with you one of my absolute top secret trade secrets. This, if you can see, and here is a squeaker. You hold it so the dog can't see it, okay? And you wait. You don't, some people are like, squeak, 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 squeak. No good. Just wait until you are ready to hit the shutter or your iPhone button, whatever camera that you're using. And then one squeak. Most dogs, not all dogs, but most dogs will immediately whip their head around to where they heard that sound. And some dogs will also give you that adorable head tilt. Darker dogs are, black dogs, extremely difficult to photograph. And actually, that's one of the reasons why they don't get adopted as quickly. I think maybe people have heard of the black dog syndrome. Lighting is everything. The dark fur absorbs light. So you really want to pay attention to your lighting, and the photography rules of the best time for outside are early in the morning and about an hour before sunset. So that's the golden sunset time, but you want to avoid that midday, really harsh sun. It's for all photographing, but especially for a black dog. The next tip is critical, and it makes all the differences. You need to have the dog's face and eyes showing towards a light source. Be careful about your background. You want to look for lighter colors like yellow, light blue, green, something not so busy so that the dog remains the star of the photo. The portrait mode on your phone. I recommend using it, especially with a black dog, because it sort of separates the background from the dog and it gives you that beautiful blurry background, also known as bokeh.
Thank you, Mindy. That was wonderful advice. Next up, Recently, humans were shouting, "Adopt, don't shop," around the world. We're sure many dogs of colour were howling the same thing. On April 30th, we celebrated National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day here in the US. The holiday was established to raise awareness for organisations that help homeless animals and to promote adoption for those in the market for a new furry friend. Like me. But you don't have to be a pet parent to help out shelter animals any day of the year. Fostering a fur baby helps to free up shelter space for other homeless pets in need, and the personal attention from a loving foster home can help socialise pets and find them their forever home even faster. You can also donate money or supplies to shelters to make the adoptable animals' time there more comfortable. Contact your local animal shelter to find out what you can do to help. Oh, lovely. Next up, we received adorable responses to our last show's question of the week. Does your pet get the zoomies? And when do they zoom? We heard from Julie at Ellie's Rainy Day Fund. She says both her cat and dogs display bursts of energy.
I think both the cat and the dog do zoomies because, well, it's almost like, okay, it's a new day. Let's embrace this new day. Let's get some energy going. And it helps them start their day. And I don't know, I like to think they know it helps me start my day as well. And then they do them again at the end of the day. And I think that's kind of saying, okay, we got a little energy left. We got to get it worked out, and so that we can crash for the night and get a good night's sleep.
And Jack at ABC BIP said a company mascot and son Waffles can put on a quieter show. Thank you, Julie, Jackie and Waffles. And we invite you to answer a new question of the week. Going back to our earlier segment, have you ever stereotyped a breed of dog or cat and were proven wrong? Next up, we want to honour the memory of a beautiful bear who brought so much joy to others. The Riverbanks Zoo lost its longtime resident Sondra just days ago. The grizzly has lived in the Columbia, South Carolina habitat since he was 9 months old. He was described as loving and playful. He sadly leaves his brother Butch. Sundance was 20 years old. That's very sad. And that's a wrap for us this morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne Aplomb. Be sure to sniff out the latest headlines you need to know from the Pandemic Network, brought to you by the Muttly crew. And if you have feedback or story suggestions, please leave a comment and be sure to subscribe to the Muttly crew channel on YouTube for fur and other possum entertainment. Can we just say black dogs? I mean, it's not dogs of colour that are having a problem, is it? Is it not just black dogs? Is it not just black dogs that are having a problem? The dogs of colour. But to know how I feel about something about the way you move. Make me want to feel about the I want you to stay. It is!
And dog, at least. She wants to be in on it too.
But no, this whole Dave Chappelle thing, I was like, oh my God, he got zoomed into. He got proper zoomed into. Could you imagine? I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for them comedians. I feel for Sondra. Poor thing.
Rushing the stage.
And if you have any feedback, also still, the fuck?